What I'm going to show you today directly from jw.org, it's over for Watchtower. This one, it's so obvious that this can break the whole religion apart because it is so clear and it is right on their website. There's nothing they can do to justify this clear evidence that I'm going to show you. And this is the end for Watchtower. I don't think there's anything else more important to expose with this religion than this video right here. This is, to me, the most important thing to expose, and there's nothing else left. Watchtower is finished. It's just a matter of all the members being willing to look at this, which is directly on their website, and this whole religion is just going to fall apart. Now, I don't like to take credit for anything that I didn't find on my own. So this photo was actually sent to me, or first, one of my subscribers had mentioned that the channel Watching Watchtower had did a short video exposing this photograph. So that's where I first seen this. And when I went back to the channel, I couldn't see the video. I don't know if they removed it for some reason, but the video was no longer there. So I wasn't going to cover it, but then someone else sent me the same photo and the same link directly to their website. And then the second time that I looked into this, I could see something very, very dark that nobody else has seen as far as what I'm aware of. And I felt that it was necessary to make this video. And again, I think this is the most important thing to expose of this religion. So I'm going to show you directly, basically, on jw.org. So no Jehovah's Witness can say that this is an apostate lie. And this is still on our website. So if you go directly to jw.org and type in the search menu, what is the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses? And this article will pop up. Now, I'm going to click on this photo, and you're going to see that I'm going to use the photo from their website. Right? So again, nobody can try to say it's something altered or photoshopped or something like this. This is on their website. You can still click on an image and download it directly from their website. So when you look at this image, and this is what that other channel Watching Watchtower had did a video on, is that if you look to the bottom right, you can see a clear demon face. And when I say demon face, that organizations like this that depict like subliminal demons, they kind of always look similar. So I'm not going to make it that clear and point it out yet. I just want to show you directly from the photo without pointing anything out why on jw.org. So you can see that there's a demon face, and then you can see that it looks like he's blowing some sort of smoke, right? Like ghost demonic smoke. And when you look at the way the smoke is traveling, it's traveling into the governing body's brains, right? In their bodies. So, and you can see it clear just without me pointing anything out. So now let me just make it clear by putting the markers on the screen to get a better look at exactly what it is we're looking at. So first, at the bottom right, you can see the demon head. And it's very clear. You can see a clear eyeball or pupil of the eye. You can see the shape of the head, you can see the nose, and you can see the lips, and you can see the chin, and you can even see the neck. So it's sideways. And if you look above that, where I have the arrow pointing at that guy's head, his brain seems to be saturated with this smoke coming from the demon. This demonic smoke is what I'll call it. And you can clearly see that's added in there. Like his brain, it's saturated with this demonic smoke. And you can see those other two people in the middle, and this is the governing bodies, what they're telling us. They got the same thing in their brain too, not as prominent as the one to the far right. And then this other object that I have circled right across from the demon head, I don't know what that is, but you can look at it and see it's something very prominent. Like it's the shape, it's got a weird shape to it. It's something, but that's where it seems that this demonic smoke, like that seems to be like maybe the energy source of this demonic smoke. But you can, whatever that is, you can see that um it looks like some sort of energy source where the demonic smoke is spreading, but you can see it's coming and being blown from the demon face. But now, if we look at this in more detail, so if you see to the far left, where I have the long oval mark, you could see this smoke, right? This clear demonic smoke that's going like in a stream, and it's going right to the Bible-based publication that Mark Sanderson is holding. And I'll get into that a little bit later on how you can see that's Mark Sanderson holding that book. But this is undisputed. There's nothing nobody can try to deny about this. You can clearly see that it's this smoke, demonic smoke looking thing, and it's going into the publication that he's holding. And then, as I pointed out earlier, the same like demonic smoke is going up to their brains. And the guy that's right above the demon face, his brain is saturated with this smoke or whatever it is. So again, I want everyone who's watching this to do this yourself. Go directly to their website and click on this image, and you can see like this is nothing apostate. It's basically still on their website. Now, there's no other way to look at what I just explained. That's exactly what's going on. So the point is, what is the message? What is this hidden message that they're putting on their website? Well, it's very clear. There's only one thing that actually makes sense when you look at this is that the governing body is this is where they're like making doctrine, right? When they say, oh, new light, the governing body decided this and we got direction from the Holy Spirit. So it's showing you where the Spirit is coming from. That's the first thing. It's very clear this is not the God of the universe. This is not a God of love. The demon face is making it very clear that this is where they're getting their information. So this demon face is in the form of this demonic smoke is saturating their brains. But what I really think is significant about this is also there's that stream going directly into the Bible-based publication, right? So not even the Bible, because you can kind of see at least the one straight in the middle is holding a Bible, right? Which is Brother Morris, which I'll get into that later. But Brother Morris is showing a Bible in his hand. But Sanderson has a Bible-based publication. So it's showing you that this demonic spirit is behind their publications. I mean, I'm not just making that up. I mean, that's just what they're showing you. You can see the whole pattern. The way they're thinking, the ideas they come up with, the new light, it's coming from that demon head. And the demon head is also blowing this demonic smoke into the actual Bible-based publication. Now, I'm just getting started because this gets really, really weird as I go on. So that's directly on their website. Now, if you take this photo and raise up the contrast in the color section, you can see in more in depth, right? You see the demon head is even more clear and the demonic smoke is more clear. So just by adjusting the contrast in this photo, it brings out the image even more so on exactly what's going on. Now, I sent this photo to my friend Tony Roberts, who She's very intelligent and she sends me a lot of information all the time. So when I sent this photo to her, what she did is she turned the photo black and white. And you can do this easily by just on any photo program, make the photo black and white. What's interesting is that on her Android phone, and I don't know why the resolution and contrast is different, but on my iPhone, it's not as clear as it was on her Android phone. There's something about her Android phone, and it could be the fact that it may even be a lower quality phone where uh perhaps the not the contrast, but the resolution is just not as good. I mean, I'm not good at photo stuff like this, so I don't know if this is because the resolution isn't as good and it's revealing more of the hidden image, or maybe it's because the resolution is better. I'm not really sure why, but her phone has it reveals a little bit even more. And then if you look at it from this angle, the Android versus the iPhone, you can clearly see that the Android really is making the face and the demonic smoke stand out. So I don't know what model phone she has or what type of editing she did to get it like that on her Android phone, but I'm going to use the pictures from her phone because it makes it stand out more clear as I go through the rest of this video. So you can see for whatever reason on her phone that again the face and that guy's brain being completely saturated with the smoke and a demonic smoke going directly into the publication that Sanderson is holding, it's very clear. And then where you could see Brother Morris, which is he's not my brother, I'm just still used to that term, Brother Morris, but Anthony Morris. So his whole body looks like it's saturated with that smoke, right? It looks like it's in his core and his spine, and it's going up, down, and inside on his body. For some reason, he seems like he's got the most of this smoke inside of his body. But you know, like, play around with this yourself and let me know in the comments what you can get by messing with the contrast and the color and the resolution. And maybe more things are going to be hidden. So this is where it gets really weird out. The most important thing that I'm discussing in this video is clearly you can see the demonic face and clearly what the demon is doing. He's putting the smoke in the governing body's brains and into the Bible-based publication. So now I'm just going to go a little bit deeper. So in this resolution, you can see that this guy right there. Now, for some reason, he looks like a reptilian, and I just want to make it clear. I'm not saying that I believe in reptilians. I'm not saying that I don't believe that there's weird stuff out there. But what I'm saying is this guy right here, that's what he looks like. What people say reptilians look like, that's what this guy looks like. Now, when I filter this in green, it really, I mean, that looks like a reptilian, like a monster. But regardless of you, if you identify what me saying he looks reptilian or just like a beast, the top of his head looks like his brain is coming out of his skull, kind of, right? It looks like you could see his brain on the top of his head. I'm seeing like one eye stand out, and then almost like a lizard tongue sticking out of his mouth. I mean, let me know if you can see what I'm seeing, but either way, this looks creepy, right? Why does he look like that? So, and again, mess around with the resolution and the contrast yourself and see what you get. But I mean, that looks like a straight reptilian. And for some reason, I don't know, I can see more with the green photo. I don't know why. Like to me, the making it um with that greenish tint makes it more obvious the face and the smoke. But you know, use whatever color you want when you're trying to expose this to Jehovah's Witnesses. But you can see the more that you mess with the resolution and the contrast that you can make it as clear as you need to clearly see what's going on. So now this is the craziest part. So when I mentioned Sanderson and Morris before, because if you look at this photo very closely, you can see the guy on the far left, the one that's holding the Bible-based publication, that is clearly Mark Sanderson. There's no question about it, right? His face, that head is the exact profile of Sanderson. That's Mark Sanderson before they gave themselves permission to grow beards. That's what he looked like, right? So that's Sanderson, no question about it. Now the one in the middle, you can clearly see that's Brother Morris or Anthony Morris. Again, he's not that he's my brother, but you know, Anthony Morris. And clearly look at the side of that face. That is no question about Anthony Morris. And then the one on the right is Stephen Lett, right? You can see his posture in his head, the way his ear sticking out. That's Stephen Lett. So the fact that I can identify and you can clearly see who these people are, that I'm guessing that this was taken from a real photo. I don't think this was just a drawing. At least I'm not talking about the demon. I mean, that could be in a real photo too that popped up, right? But as far as the governing body members, it looks like it might have been drawn from a real actual photo, but clearly you got Sanderson, Morris, and Lett. Now, this is why it gets even more strange because as you can clearly see who they are, who are these four mystery people? Right? Because you can clearly see those three. But when you look at the facial profiles of these other four, I want to call them mystery men, they don't match the other governing body members. So who are they? And if this was taken from a real actual photo, it's even more strange that there's four people here that don't match the governing body members. So who are they? Now, just to make it clear, let's go back to jw.org and look at the actual article. Right? So this is the article, and notice who it says the people at the table are. So in the middle where it says who are the members of the governing body. So they put the picture there, and this is the people that they're naming that are in the picture, right? So notice the names that they have listed there. Kenneth Cook, Gage Fleagle, and come on, you can't believe you're a Jehovah Witness that's a real person. That he's a made up person. I'm saying that there's no way that's his real name. But anyway, um, Samuel Hurd, Jeffrey Jackson, Stephen Lett, Garrett Loesch, Mark Sanderson, David Splain, and Jeffrey Winder, whatever his name is. So this is an updated article, right? You don't see Tony Morris' name there. Tony Morris was replaced with those two other new governing body members. So that's who they're saying the members of the governing body are in this article, right? So that's who's in the picture or should be in the picture. So I put the other governing body members who are not in the picture, I put them in order according to how the article has them numbered, right? So based on the article, the faces are in order on the bottom. So first it says Kenneth Cook. So when you look at Kenneth Cook, he's not in that picture, right? Look at his facial profile, look at the way that he looks. Not one of those people in that picture matches Kenneth Cook. Then it says Gage Fleagle. Again, I don't think that's a real person. I think that's clearly a fictitious name that they gave him. But anyway, Gage Fleagle is his name, and he doesn't match any of the mystery people either. Then Samuel Hurd. Well, he clearly right away does not match these four mystery people. And we all know what Jeffrey Jackson looks like very clearly. We're Australia Commission, right? We're not gonna miss him. He clearly isn't in that photo. and then Stephen Lett. Now, Stephen Lett is in the photo, right? So where it has Stephen Lett listed next, he's there where he should be in the photo. Then it goes to Garrett Loesch. Well, Garrett Loesch clearly is also not in that photo. Mark Sanderson, he is in the photo, right? He's the first one. David Splain, not in the photo. Jeffrey Winder, he's not in the photo. So why are they not in the photo? And more importantly, then who the hell are these mystery men? So there's a couple of things wrong with this. The first thing wrong with this, right off the bat, is that why is Anthony Morris even there to begin with? As you can see, this is an updated article because his name is not in the list of governing body members, and his two replacements, which was Gage Flegel and Jeffrey Winder, they're in the article. So this is not a mistake. They know Anthony Morris is not part of the governing body. So why is he there prominently in that picture? That's the first question. Now, the second question is, who are the mystery men? Right? Because they don't match to other people. So who are these four other guys sitting at the table? And then the third thing that doesn't make sense is that when you read the article, it names 9 governing body members. There's only 7 sitting at the table, right? So there's a lot of weird things going on. And someone trying to defend this, they might say, oh, well, it's just an old picture of the governing body member sitting there. That's why Brother Morris is there. But even if someone wants to try to claim, well, it's an old picture, it still doesn't explain who these other 4 people are because they don't match any governing body members. Right? So something weird is going on. And then again, you have got 7 people at the table and 9 people listed. So that's just a lot of weird things going on. Now, let me know in the comments what you think of this because now I'm just speculating. I mean, here are the facts. Before I speculate, let me just give you the facts. The facts are that we all know Anthony Morris is no longer a member of the governing body. That's a fact. So, and he's in the picture for some reason. It is a fact that they list 9 governing body members in the article under this picture, but only 7 are in the picture. And it is a fact that the governing body members who were not in the picture do not match these mystery men in the picture. So those are just facts. Now, why? This is where I'm going to speculate. So just speculation. I'm just assuming this. I'm not saying that this is true, but I'm going to speculate on what the possibility could be on all this weird stuff going on. So Anthony Morris could be there in that picture because perhaps he's still very much involved with Watchtower. For example, think about the United Nations. So why did they pull out of the United Nations in 2001 or 2002, whatever year that it was? Well, because they got caught. They put out the United Nations 24 hours after The Guardian posted that article. So for them to pull out that quick, I personally doubt that they're not still connected with the United Nations. It seems like they formally pulled out on paper just to cover it up, right? But not because they're still not connected with the United Nations. So I have a theory that Brother Morris is still probably part of this organization. And there could have been some legal reason why they had to remove him from the governing body, right? There could be something going on with him. Maybe he was involved in some CSA stuff or something. And for some maybe technical reason, maybe if something comes out about this guy, Anthony Morris, maybe there's a legal reason why they want to make sure he's not technically on a governing body. So that's just a theory that I have. But if my theory is right, then that could explain why he's in this photo because he could still very much be very involved with this organization. Now, my other theory going on to all this weird stuff going on is that I've said in other videos that I don't think that the governing body who we see are really running the show. I think the governing body are kind of just puppets, and there's some darker people behind the scenes that are really running this organization. So, if that theory is correct, then what we could be seeing in this picture are some of these higher up people that are really the ones running this organization. Like the guy that looks like a reptilian, perhaps, right? But these could be some of the real people that are running this organization. Now, again, I'm just speculating. And if this is true, then perhaps all the governing body members you see at the bottom of the screen, they could be the ones that are more so just puppets being told what to do. And therefore, maybe perhaps Sanderson and Morris and Lett, they could be maybe higher rank than other ones. Maybe those three are really part of the people running this organization. But the ones even above them could be these mystery people. I don't know. And again, I'm just speculating on this. Now I remember that I was watching an episode of the Critical Thinker YouTube channel, and I think it was a guest that they had on. I can't recall if it was them or one of their guests, but somebody on that show had said that something about Brother Sanderson seemed like he was above the other governing body members, like he was kind of like in charge, and like the other members take direction from him. And this, I can't even recall exactly what I heard, but something about they felt that he was more powerful than other governing body members. And again, I don't think it was uh the critical thinkers, the hosts, JT and Lady C. I don't think it was them. I think it was somebody had on their show that said that. Now, if that is correct, that Sanderson has maybe a higher rank than these other people, then it goes along with the picture because just by chance, he's one of the only three people in this photo, right? So perhaps Sanderson, Morris, and Lett are really high up in this hierarchy. And then the other four mystery people, maybe they're the ones really like darker people that are behind the scenes. But anyway, that's just speculation. But it is weird that Anthony Morris is in the photo. It's weird that you got these four mystery people that we never seen, and one of them looks like a reptile. So going back to the raw photo on jw.org, which is still there, just to make this clear, nobody can say this is apostate. It's very clear what they're showing you. It is a demon blowing demonic smoke up the brains of the governing body and their Bible-based publications. It's very clear what the photo is showing you. Everything that comes from the governing body is from this demon that's being depicted on the right. And this is directly from their website. Now, speaking of this demonic smoke stuff that I'm talking about, so the last video that I did last week, so in that video, the last video I did last week, I started talking about this demonic smoke that one of my subscribers had mentioned to a video prior to that other video. So in the last video that I posted, Watchtower Caught Using Horror Movie Images Part 2, one of my subscribers had mentioned that in the Lot's Wife video on jw.org, there's a part where you see this demonic smoke coming up from the ground through the chairs and out and above. So I compared what she was talking about to a horror movie that's depicting that same thing, this demonic like smoke cloud. So, and this was just last week that I recorded this video. And this is the same thing. This is what my subscriber had noticed in a Lot's Wife video because they portrayed in horror movies. Now, I don't know the best way to describe it, but I'm just calling it like it's like a demonic smoke that possesses people, right? Let me know in the comments if there's a proper name of what I'm describing, but they depict it in horror movies. And what's also interesting is that this picture from the governing body, it looks like it was taken from a real photo, like they drew a real photo. So it's just interesting because there's a possibility that demon face is actually real. That you know how sometimes cameras catch up, like cameras pick up things. Maybe that was a real photograph taken, and that's a real face of a demon that came out in a photo. Who knows? Or maybe they drew that in there. But just like in the Lot's Wife video and the horror movie that I compared it to last week, that's what we have in the governing body picture. And even if you think that the reptilian guy, like, oh, that's just, that's my imagination, it doesn't even matter because the bottom line, it's undisputed, right? It doesn't matter if you think he's a reptile or whatever you think, why his face looks like that. It doesn't matter if why Brother Morris is in the picture when he clearly is not a governing body member. It doesn't matter if the mystery men are people who are none of that stuff really matters. That's all speculation. But what is clear is that they are showing you. This is why I said in the beginning of the video that this is it for Watchtower. There's nothing more to expose. When they put on their website a clear demon and they're showing that this is where the governing body is getting information from, and you can see the demonic smoke going in their brain, there's no more excuses. No Jehovah's Witness can justify. This is the type of thing that they will just ignore. Guarantee you, next time Jehovah's Witnesses are in your neighborhood, which you barely see them anymore, but if you see Jehovah's Witnesses with the cart, you can go up to them on jw.org. All you got to do is say, hey, I seen something on jw.org that confused me, right? Don't come across like you're an aggressive so-called apostate because they won't talk to you, but approach them like, I'm confused on something I seen on your website. As soon as you say your website, they'll be happy. Oh, show me. Go to jw.org, pull up this photo, and ask them and say, why is there a demon blowing smoke up the brains of the governing body members? Ask them that. And they're going to look at the photo and you may get two separate responses. They'll probably look at it for a couple of minutes, like in shock and don't know what to make out of it. Or they might say, oh, it's your imagination. And if they say it's your imagination, that's when you start playing with the resolution and the color and the contrast, right? And then show it to them again from their website, though, right? Take the picture directly from their website, make make the contrast stand out even more, and point it out. You can see the face, you can see the eyeball, the nose, the lips, the chin, the neck, and you can see the smoke. And I guarantee you, no Jehovah's Witness, they can't. This may really, if all the Jehovah's Witnesses see this photo, like I'm saying, this is it for Watchtower because it cannot be explained. It cannot be ignored. This organization is putting this subliminal message there, and at the same time, that whole karma thing where they feel they have to tell you who they really are. This is what the Jehovah's organization is. It's what they're showing you. It is a demon, some evil force that's infecting the minds of the governing body members. And I'm not saying that they're brainwashed and they don't know what they're doing. They willfully are serving this demon, but this is where they're getting their information from. And they even have the stream of smoke that's going directly into the Bible-based publication, showing you that all your Bible-based publications are inspired by demons.